Now that the farm is set up with at least one server, we're going to add the remaining SharePoint servers into the farm. So if we actually go and look at the farm setup so far, we can see we have one application server which has these services on it, mainly central admin and some of the core SharePoint services. And then the database server is listed, and that's the only database server we are using to store SharePoint content at this point. What I want to do is add in SPApp2 and SPWeb1. So to do that, I'll just log into each server in turn. So first SPApp2, and do the same thing I did on the first server, run the configuration wizard. But in this case, instead of creating a new farm, I'm just going to join each server to the farm. Most of the steps are the same. So on the second page, just choose the first option, connect to an existing farm. And since a farm is defined by its main controlling database, we really just need to specify that. So we'll retrieve database names. There should really be only one database that qualifies as a SharePoint farm on that instance. So we'll go ahead and select that. And in the next screen, we're prompted for that passphrase that we created when we initially set up the farm. So go ahead and put that in, click the next button. And then on this screen, we confirm our choices. And just to point out that if we did want to run central admin on more than one machine, we could do that. I'm not going to bother, but you might want to have it on more than one machine just in case you need to run central admin when one of the application servers is down. So you would just change this to use this to host that site. But I'm not going to do that in this case, and I'll go ahead and click next, and then you can see the performing steps 3 of 9, very similar to before. And then we'll just repeat the same set of steps on the web server number 1, and then as we would add new servers to the farm in the future, we just keep doing these same steps for those servers as well. And then wait for that to complete. So these servers will be added to the farm, but they won't really have all the services that we want to have configured on them yet. We'll actually do that from central administration once they are added to the farm. So once the process to add the server to the farm is complete, we'll just see this configuration successful dialog box. So we can click the finish button. And just to confirm that, I'll switch back to my central admin web browser, refresh it, and I can see that I now have the 2 app servers and the web server are added into the farm, as well as the database server, which is hosting the content databases. So with that, we'll move on to our next step in the next lesson, which is adding in our service accounts.